Hi everyone, welcome back to Have You Met JV. My name is Joana and I speak to you from Lisbon in Portugal. And today we have another podcast episode where I'm going to show you what I've been working on and some acquisitions as well. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and that's because life has just been really busy. Work has been busy, and I had a friend coming to visit for 4 days. My mom has come over to Lisbon for a couple of weekends as well, and we've been doing a lot of going to demonstrations, debates. We're going to have elections here in Portugal soon, so we're trying to keep informed. And because life has been getting in the way, I just felt like I didn't really have the energy to record or to edit a video. So that's why I haven't been posting recently. But yeah, here I am. Today I woke up, it's Sunday. I woke up and I thought, let's just do this. I didn't even shower or wash my hair. I didn't put any makeup on, but I don't care. I was just like, let's do this. So today I don't have any finished objects to show you, but I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I also haven't had a lot of time to do knitting. Some of the projects have been a little bit stalled, but we'll talk about that when we come to them. So the first project I wanted to show you, it's my blanket as standard. So this is my crochet blanket I've been working on for quite a few years. And I haven't actually made a lot of progress on this, but I wanted to show you because I had this idea of, since this is a self-drafted blanket, I thought I could make a little pattern for this and make it available for free. And I wanted to know what you think of it. Would you be interested in making a blanket with this kind of pattern going around? Because my idea was to make the diagram for the motif and then give you a few instructions, give you the gauge, and then give you a few instructions on how big or how small you can make this blanket, because it's definitely customizable. It's just like the same repeat over and over again. So you could definitely just make it a lot smaller than what I have here. And my idea is to take a few pictures of the blanket as it is now, covering my bed so you can see the full extent of it. And then took some close-up shots to the pattern and then write a little diagram for this and make it available for free. But I don't know if people will be interested in doing this. So let me know. I definitely don't want to have all the trouble of writing the pattern because it's still going to be a little bit of work, right? I don't want to go through all of that to then no one wanting it. So let me know what you think, if you'd be interested in doing it, in making this. I will also post it on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, you can find the details on the description box. But the idea is to post it as well on the Instagram, so then people can let me know if they will be interested in crocheting this blanket. I think it's coming along really nicely. I had started a border as well, even though I haven't finished the blanket. I had started a border, but then I ended up frogging it because I thought I really didn't need it. So maybe I'll put some instructions on to add a border if you want to add a border. But yeah, I didn't really feel like it needed it. So this is how the color transitions from one color to the other. And I think it goes really smoothly. I don't think it needs a border at all. But I might add a possibility of a border if you want. So let me know what you think. If you'd be interested in making this crochet blanket, I would definitely think about writing that up. I've been more interested in writing up patterns. There's something I'm working on, which is going to be a vlog for a top that I would like to make into a pattern, like a fully graded pattern. I know that's going to be a lot of, like a steep learning curve to do that, but I'm excited. Yeah, I forgot to say, we also have a friend here today. I hope you can see it. It's mannequin that was in my mom's house as just a decoration in my room, and then I brought it over because my idea was actually to transform this into a fit form with my dimensions, so I could, when I'm sewing, I could try things on the fit form. And I actually bought a wetsuit on Vinted for 20 euros. And the idea was to cut up the fit form, the wetsuit, and make it like, make some cups of my size and then make this into a fit form, but I haven't done that. I have the wetsuit ready to go, and I have the stuffing. I have a lot of stuffing in my office, but I haven't made that. So I thought I'll use it to show you my works in progress today. And let me know what you think, if you see them better this way or if you prefer me holding them up, and we can see how we go. So the next project I wanted to show you is my Mambon sweater. So let me put this on the mannequin and then we can have a look. So this is my Mambon sweater. The last time I showed you had done one sleeve, and now I've made the other sleeve. So both sleeves are ready. I ended up picking the white to go on this little motif at the sleeve. I feel like, because I've been handling this sweater so much, the white is getting really dirty and it's gonna need a good wash. But other than that, I'm really pleased with this. The sleeves are the right length. I feel like the rib as well hugs my wrist quite well. And yeah, I've just been working on this. It's now a little bit stalled because I've been working on something else more intensely. And I also feel like spring is coming. It's unlikely I'm going to be wearing this anytime soon. So I paused it a little bit. But all that's left to do now is to continue the body and then make the little bit of the motif, which is like this motif inverted. So it's a bit like this one, smaller one here at the bottom. And I'm still deciding whether I'm going to do that in red or in white. I'm using the red for something else I'm going to show you. So I think it's going to depend really if I have any red left after I finish that project. And then if I do have any red left, I think I'm going to do the motif in red. And then if I don't have any red left, I'll probably do it in white. And this is what I was telling you the last episode, that I feel like if I do it in white, it's going to mirror this bit quite a lot. And it's going to create like almost like a cut here. Whereas if I do it in red, it's not going to have as much contrast with the black, but it's probably going to bring the whole thing together a little bit more. So I'm still deciding, but it's probably going to be the red over the white, unless I don't have any yarn left. In that case, I will just use the white. What else can I say about this? I'm using this in 3 different yarns. I'm knitting this in 3 different yarns. So the white is the Mondi by Rosa Pomar in the color 100. The red is the Filcolana Arita. I don't know if that's how you say it. I feel like I've seen Laura Penrose call it Arvetta. So the Arvetta, I don't remember the color, but it's going to be in the description down below. And then the black one is Mini Alpaca by Sadness Garn, which I had in stock. I had in my stash for a long time. I bought this yarn when I was still living in the UK to make something else, and then I never used it. And the idea for this jumper was to use something like things I had in stash mostly. So all I had to buy really was the red and then some more white to make for the, because I used all the white I had left from my Petite Knit no frills jumper, and then I had to buy a bit more. So now I have a bit of white left. But I'm really pleased with all the yarns. I feel like the Arvetta, it's a little bit thinner, but you can't really tell. I think it's going really smoothly. And the black is amazing. I mean, I love Sadness Garn. It's most of their yarns I'm really pleased with, that the ones that I've tried. So I was very excited to use the Mini Alpaca I had in stash. So this is the Mambon sweater now. I'm really pleased with it. I'm working this on 3.22 millimeter needles. Yes. The color is in 2.75. So the first, the first like 3 rows, I think it's in 2.25. And then I went up to 3.5 for the color work because I was a bit afraid that my tension was going to be very tight. But I actually think it worked really well. So if we show here The floats, I think they look really good, and they're not tight at all, not too loose. So I think it was a good decision to go up to 3.5 millimeter needles to work on the color work. So yeah, this is the Mambon sweater by Eleanor Mortensen, which I'm knitting in the size large, if I'm not mistaken. But I actually made some adaptations because the size large was giving me really wide body. So I decreased the number of stitches that I had under the arm. And then that way I had 14 stitches left, less for the body, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I did mention all of this in my last podcast. So if you want details, you can go ahead and watch that. But yeah, this is my Mambon sweater. Really pleased with it, really pleased with the colors. And I think I'll get a lot of wear out of this once I finish it. Okay, so the next one is the Eva cardigan by Petite Knit in this color in black. I did mention in the last podcast I wanted a black cardigan so I can wear it with more things. Sorry, I just bumped into the microphone, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted a black cardigan, so I decided to do the Eva cardigan. And when I went to Finland, I bought Tuko Wool DK, which is a Finnish yarn. It's very rustic. It's a little bit scratchy, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's gonna bother me. I'm not very sensitive to wool, so I think it's gonna be okay. And in the last podcast, I had started the back panel. I had just a little bit done, but now I'm here. I separated for the sleeves and the body, and I'm now just knitting back and forth on the body. I've done the V-neck increases, and I think I've done 10 more rows after the increases, so I can just now continue until I finish the body and then go to the sleeves. I haven't decided if I will knit the sleeves first before I finish the body, or if I'll continue in the body and then move to the sleeves. I haven't decided, but this is a really nice construction. So let me see if I can show you. So I'm really pleased with, so this shoulder construction here, this is going to have a rib collar, and then the bottom band, I think you knit it all as you go along. I haven't checked if it's a double knit collar band and collar and bottom band. I haven't checked that. But essentially you start on the shoulders here, you do this detail. I don't know if you can see because it's black, but I'm very pleased with how that looks. I was thinking that this was going to be a little bit too tight, but it's actually coming along really well, and I tried this on and it looks good. So I think it's going to be fine. And once you add the collar, this is going to come down a little bit more to the shoulders anyway. So I think it's going to be good. Then you just do regular increases here, up until you do increases here, and then you do increases for the V-neck, and then you separate everything and continue knitting. I'm really pleased with this shoulder construction. I've never done anything like this before, so it's very nice. I don't know how this is called. I'm sure that it has a name. Saddle construction, saddle shoulder maybe, I don't know. But I saw her pictures from Petite Knit, and this detail here of the shoulder, which I can hopefully show you more here. This detail of the shoulder sits quite in the back of her shoulder, in like her, I don't remember the name of this bone in English, but yeah, it sits quite back in her shoulder. So sorry, I'm having to pause to cough because I think I have a lot of allergies at the moment, and then I have to take a break to cough and to get my breath back. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I think it looks really nice. I don't remember what size I'm knitting this on, but my gauge is completely different from hers. And I think that's because this wool doesn't really fill in the gaps as much. So I don't know if you can see that the fabric is quite open. So I feel like this wool, the Tuko Wool DK, doesn't bloom as much and doesn't fill in the gaps. So I had to go down needle size. So she works on this on a 4mm needle, and my swatch was the best using a 3.5mm needles for the knit rows and a 3mm needles for the purl rows. So that's how I'm knitting this. The reason why I'm doing two different needle sizes, it's because I have a very different tension between my knit and my purls. So when I knit with the same needle size, my knit and my purl rows, I get lines on the fabric. And I think this one still has a little bit of that, but because it's black, you can't really see. So I'm pleased with the results. I don't think you can really tell the lines. Maybe you can, I don't think so. But yeah, this is going really well. I was going really fast on this, and then I paused to start working on my next project I'm going to show you, and then this has been a bit on the pause. I picked it up again yesterday in my knitting club, so I now need to continue this because I think this is going to be a good addition for spring, to wear when the day starts getting chilly, and you can just throw this on top of a t-shirt or something like that. So I think in the end, I'm going to be very pleased with this. So I would quite like to finish this still this year, if we can. Okay, the final project I'm going to show you. I feel like we're going really fast today, and I'm probably not giving you as much detail as I usually do, but I wanted to get this video out, so we're just going with it. But yeah, my next project is a sock. And I spent 2024 saying I would never knit socks. You probably have, if you've seen my previous videos, you've seen me say that. I don't want to knit socks. I don't see the point of knitting socks and having to like hand wash your socks, blah, blah, blah. But then I decided that I wanted to give it a go and knit socks and wear my own knitted socks. And I decided to do this with superwash wool so I could wash it in the washing machine, and with wool that has a little bit of nylon in it, so it's a bit more resistant. So this is the Vanilla Socks by, I don't remember her name, I'm gonna have to check that. Yeah, so these are the plain vanilla socks by Hiromi Nagasawa. And I'm doing this with the Filcolana Arvetta, which I used for the Mambon sweater as well. So you can see here the skein is nearly finished. I have another skein of this, which I used for the jumper. So I'm sure I'm going to be able to knit the other sock. But yeah, this is a really nice construction. You start in the toe, you increase, then I'm knitting the size large, and I knitted 100 rows before I started the heel, and then the heel is worked with short rows, and then I knitted 100 more rows for the leg, and then I started with the rib. So the pattern doesn't have a rib at the top, it's like a folded stockinette, and then you sew it on, I think, but I didn't really like that. I thought that might like slide down my leg, so I wanted a 1x1 rib, which is what I did. So you can see my rib here, and I worked 20 rows of this. And now I'm at the point of casting off, so I'm gonna use the Italian tubular bind off. And I was finishing this yesterday on my knitting club, and then it came a point of binding off, and I didn't have a needle, and I also need to always refer back to the tutorial because I never know how to do the tubular bind off. I always have to see how it starts and how it finishes. So yeah, I didn't want to go and check the YouTube channel, the YouTube video while I was on my knitting club. So I essentially moved to work on my Eva cardigan yesterday in my knitting club. So this is the sock. It fits perfectly well. I'm a little bit scared that the wool is going to stretch when I wash it because it's super wash. And if it stretches, it's likely that it's going to be too large in my foot because right now it fits to perfection. I'm really pleased with this. I'm working with 1.75 millimeter needles, which is really tiny gauge, but I think that's giving me this fabric, like really tight fabric. It almost looks like industrially made socks. which I'm really pleased with. And I hope this means that the sock is going to be very resistant because it's not an open fabric whatsoever. So I'm hoping that by using 1.75 millimeter needles, I can then make these last longer. And that brings me, so yeah, the plan is today to cast off and immediately start the second sock, because I know myself, if I don't start the second sock immediately, I'm going to lose momentum and never do the second sock. So because I'm probably not going to wear this season already, because the weather is becoming warmer, so these probably are going to be too warm for spring. So I'm probably going to wear this in the winter, this year. So I feel like if I don't do the second sock immediately, I'm just going to not do it until the winter, and I want to do it. So I'm going to cast this off today and then start the second sock immediately. But yeah, this brings me to acquisitions. So my only acquisitions to show you are these Xiagu needles. And I finally bought some Xiagu needles. Everyone speaks wonders about these needles. I don't tend to knit with metal needles anyway, but everyone says they're amazing. Obviously, you shouldn't really buy wooden needles this small because they'll break, if you can even find them. I don't think you can even find them. So I always had to go to metal needles. But I'm really pleased with these. They're really pointy. They work wonderfully. The cable is so smooth. It's so nice to work with. As you see, I'm working this on Magic Loop, and it's very easy to work with this. I also bought the same needles on a 2-millimeter needle, and I don't remember why I did that. I think he was thinking of another fiber I have, which is really thin, and I might want to knit something with that in 2-millimeter needles. So I bought this 1.75 and the 2-millimeter needles. Yeah, these are the Xiagu circular needles, and I'm really pleased with them. So that's it. Those were my works in progress. Those are my acquisitions. Today I feel like I just sped through everything, but I wanted to get this recorded, otherwise I would never do it. Let me know what you think. What are you working on? Do you think that I'm a little bit crazy by working on socks on 1.75 millimeter needles? What's your experience? Are these gonna last, or are these not gonna last? Am I going out of my way to work in a tiny gauge to then not having this last at all? I would be very interested to know your experience with knitting socks and what's the best way. Let me know if you want the pattern for the blanket, the crochet blanket, because I can certainly think of making that. And I also wanted to thank Catarina from Vão de Escada. So she has a channel called Vão de Escada, is in Portuguese. So if you're a Portuguese speaker, please go and give her some love and watch her channel. She actually shouted out my channel on her last video, which I was so pleased. She's so sweet. She commented on a few of my videos. She lives in Norway, I think. And she even said, I can send you some sadness garn if you want when I come to Portugal. She's so sweet. Go and give her some love. If you speak Portuguese, go and watch her channel. She mainly posts podcasts episodes where she talks about her works in progress and finished objects, and I really like her channel. So thank you so much for mentioning me, Catarina. That was really lovely of you. And yeah, I'm very happy that the channel is slowly growing, more people are watching, and I just feel more at ease recording as well. I have more ideas for videos. Some of them take a little bit of time to plan, so it just takes a little bit longer. Yeah, I wanted to talk about plans as well before I say goodbye to you all. I've showed you in a couple of previous videos, I showed you my Glastonbury sweater, which is like a sweater I'm self-drafting which is a little bit of a crazy idea, crazy project. And that sweater, I'm going to need it this summer because I'm going to Glastonbury. I actually have to pay the rest of my ticket today. But I'm going to go in the end of June and I'm going to need that jumper. And I also made a promise because a couple of my friends, they're taking their young daughter who was going to be 1 in a bit, I think, by the time the festival happens. And I said, if we get tickets this year, I will knit her a Glastonbury jumper, which means that I need to get going with my jumper and then knit a second child jumper. So I think in April, this is going to be, all of these projects are going to be a bit in a pause because I need to get going with my Glastonbury jumper. And I'm thinking of making a vlog out of that. So you might see fewer podcast episodes and more of other videos if I have time to make them. April is always a very busy month for me because it's my birthday. It's also the 25th of April, which is a big day here in Portugal. If you don't know what I mean, you should check it out. It's the day of our revolution. It's a bank holiday, and for me, it's a day that means a lot, and I celebrate all day. I'm out of the house, and we have like a march and a concert the day before, and I always participate in the celebrations of that day. So April, and then it's Easter as well, which I'm gonna celebrate by visiting my family. I also have lunch inaugurating the house of my cousins. So April is very, very busy. I don't think I'm gonna have that much time to knit, and I need to get going with my Glastonbury jumper. So these projects you saw today, it might be the last time you see them for a while, but I'll keep you posted anyway, and I might make a vlog of the Glastonbury jumper, which you might see when I finish that jumper, and let's see what other videos I'll make in the meantime. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. It's been wonderful having you here. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. If not, give me at least a like in this video, and maybe consider leaving me a comment and let me know what you're working on and what do you think of the things I said. You know, the blanket, do you want the blanket, any advice for sock making, anything like that. So thank you so much, have a lovely day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.